The SAG-AFTRA strike is over, and that means Hollywood is supposedly going back to work. Of course, there's still a ratification process ahead, and, well, the union does seem more stressed about this one than contracts that have been approved in the past by the board. Now, though, we should see movies getting going once more. We're going to talk about exactly what the schedule is, what might be coming out soon, and how quickly Hollywood can get back to work. Hello folks, welcome back to the WDW Pro channel. It is, as always, a joy every time we have the opportunity to join with you to explain entertainment and keep you ahead of the culture curve. Today we are talking about SAG-AFTRA, which has followed in the heels of the WGA in getting a deal done with the big studios, with the big corporations. Ratification is now expected, although not completely certain. Today, though, we're talking about what can be salvaged for 2024, what has to be bumped to 2025, how quickly can new content be created for streaming. All of that we're going to explain to you, so get ready for a master class in what will be coming in the years to come. This out of foxbusiness.com by Tracy Wright. SAG-AFTRA strike ends after tentative agreement approved. Here's what we've got. The SAG-AFTRA reached a tentative agreement Wednesday to end a 118-day strike that brought Hollywood productions to a grinding halt and left thousands unemployed for months. In a unanimous vote this afternoon, the SAG-AFTRA TV Theatrical Committee approved a tentative agreement with the AMPTP, bringing an end to the 118-day strike. The strike officially ends at 12:01 a.m., just a few hours from now.
No,
the tentative deal will...
Or this morning, actually.
Oh, did it go? Oh,
12:01 a.m.
You're right.
Right.
The tentative deal will go to the SAG-AFTRA National Board on Friday, November 10th, 2023 for review and consideration. Further details will be released following that meeting. Now, I want to go to you two gentlemen, the two who have some experience here, and ask, what do you think we have in terms of timing for Hollywood really and truly getting back to work? And what do you think in terms of who won, who did well, who came out on top of the negotiations here?
Well, we don't know because we haven't seen the deal. But what we do know is that the producers said, we're giving you a last best offer and we want an answer by 5 p.m. or else. And surprise, that's about when they said yes.
Well, I wasn't so much an or else. The or else was, if you don't get an answer by 5 p.m., we're not going to be able to get work started up until much later in the new year than expected. And from what I heard from the SAG people that I know in there, they said, well, then you've got a lot of thinking to do when it comes to our counter to the AMPTP. And that's how we got that tentative agreement 45 minutes before the deadline.
Well, okay. Well, we'll see what's in it. But as far as how long it's going to take, the first question is, have the writers been busy all this time since they settled theirs? Is there something to shoot?
Selected writers have been. There's a new writing team on Daredevil right now. There's a couple of revisions happening with some of the shows that have their back 13 to produce.
Right. And have they all got enough on paper that all of the other departments have been now heading back? Or did they say, wait, we better wait for the actors because we don't want to spend the money if it ain't going to happen? See, that's
I think their deadline was basically the moment the writers started turning in stuff that was acceptable to the studios is when the studios said, okay, we'll go back to the table, because that's really why they left.
No, but my point is, just because they have something that's acceptable doesn't mean the prop guys, the set guys, the designers,
Correct.
They may not have wanted to give a green light to those people because, hey, we don't want to spend all that money to find out the actors are being jerks and we can't go back after all. So,
exactly. Like they didn't, it was all on the writer's side from what I've been hearing. It's like they're just getting their ducks in a row. And then as soon as they're ready to go, it's like, okay, we're not going to move any forward until we get this strike resolved. And once the strike is resolved, that's where they hit the ground running, because that's when they hire everybody back. Because why would they waste money hiring people back when they don't have the actors ready?
Exactly. So that goes to the pros question about how soon can it all start up. The answer is they just shot the gun to get the race started.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, the practical effect then on 2024 would be that we might see movies make what sort of deadline, the ones that had been halted? Can we still save the summer box office?
The late summer, the midsummer, not the early.
Yeah. From the bigger studios, yeah. Here's the irony is that anyone on the independent side of things that doesn't have a distribution deal is going to be sitting very pretty come come the January, because those studios are going to need movies to fill their slate that they had to delay. And this is going to be something long overdue, because we have had a very, very soft injection of independent creators and voices in Hollywood over the last 10, 15 years. Yeah. This could actually be their break to get new names, so that people stop referencing people like Christopher Nolan, Tarantino, Spielberg, and Coppola and so forth, because those guys are from 40 years ago. Who's from today? And who's going to usher in the next generation? It's usually on the independent side of things, but studios have been very wary of that, because some of the people that do make impressive marks don't fit the certain appearance that the studios have been pushing for the last decade.
I second that, and I add where the success has been lately. Five Nights at Freddy's, Sound of Freedom, all independent movies, or relatively independent.
And I will say, Five Nights at Freddy's, female director, Sound of Freedom, Latino director.
Yeah.
So it's not a repudiation of diversity. It's just a repudiation of making diversity the only thing that's important.
Right. And I'll say this, like Jason Blum, Hollywood has been trying to suppress him for a very long time, because he makes schlocky horror films that do really well for very cheap. And while a lot of other producers in town love him, the studios kind of try to push him at arm's length here and there, until recently, when Comcast got into bed with him for the Exorcist stuff. And it's the first time where his name has actually started to circulate around even more. And sadly, The Exorcist has not been performing well, so that's going to hurt his reputation until he resets himself again back into that model. And we get other voices that can do the same thing, create really high quality looking and narratively driven stories for under $20 million that can actually stand to make a profit and actually grow either a smaller studio, a smaller production house, or benefit the studio's old model of, hey, cost cutting is not bad, because, you know, scarcity is the mother of invention and creativity.
And for those out there who say, well, why did it take them this long to figure that out, when spending all this money, crazy money on the Marvels and everything else? Because you can't steal $1 million out of $1 million is the old answer.
Yeah.
The overhead and the executive levels and everybody involved that wants to get their slice. If the movie's 20 million, not 200, there is fewer slice to go around.
Right. Now, I do want to point out that Hollywood might be saved. It looks like Tom Hiddleston and Brie Larson are going to the Tonight Show, perhaps tonight, because the strike has ended. This one by Peter White from Deadline. It looks like they're now being forced to go out and promote, which they have not done. I'm fairly certain this 43 million on this not so great film is probably, when they want to blame something for the lack of box office, I'm pretty sure they're going to go here.
Oh yes,
they must be filming it now. The Tonight Show films at 5 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah. So they're going to be on. It looks like NBC has adjusted its guests for Friday night's The Tonight Show, with Marvel stars Tom Hiddleston and Brie Larson being added at the last minute. All right.
To say what? It's not as bad as you heard, really. Please go.
Now,
I mean, a week ago, yes. Now, I don't know.
Technically, the members of SAG haven't necessarily approved this, have they?
They haven't, but apparently they have, because when they said the strike is over as of now and we'll get around to the voting on it later, what are they going to do? Say, oh, wait, hold the phone. We're back on strike again. We voted against it. It's a deal.
Yeah, I don't think Tom Hiddleston and Brie Larson will be punished for this, or unless they, I mean, I suppose they could make a stink about it, but I think Brie Larson is hanging on by a thread here as far as marketability as a box office star.
I would suggest
she did wonders for Fast 10.
That the producers, when they said that that part about it ends as of midnight, that was part of the deal too. You got to announce it's a done deal and get everybody back to work now.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh, that's basically standard operating procedure on those types of contracts.
Well, but not if they're saying, okay, let us take it to the members and see what they think. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like the only reason they'd agree to that is if they felt that the vast majority of the members would vote onto this. And given the amount of communication I've seen between the captains and SAG, it's been pretty lockstep. The only thing that really annoyed me about this, and you know, figures actors would do it this way, is the lack of details that are shared publicly anyways. Like what I really appreciate about WGA is that they went full out with all the details of what they wanted, how it worked, what the offers were, what the counter offers were, and everything. And it was a very long document. And this is prior to the actual agreement.
Right.
SAG puts in bullet points of like 6 things. I'm like, yeah, you're an actor. It's like, that's what actors do. They don't They don't do any more work than that. Like I've seen the notes.
They only read their own lines when they're
They only
studying
read
the
their own
script.
lines. They only put, they only write their own subtext next to the lines, and and as long as it's under 5 words, they know they've got it. And it's just very scarce and silly. And it's like, wow, this is really doing a disservice to the people and to the members, to your membership, if they want to know or identify where the issues are, so that they can either reconcile with them or revise them, or basically discard them because they're not going to achieve the overall desire required.
And by the way, we talked earlier in this whole process about the encouraging people to go on the strike lines and whether that was bad or good as far as the Writers Guild and what they said at the end of their strike. I would like to read to you the entire statement of the Directors Guild and show you how classy people do it. Quote, "Congratulations to SAG-AFTRA on successfully reaching a tentative agreement that addresses the unique needs of their members. We look forward to our industry getting back to work. The Directors Guild of America." Period.
That's similar to what I said.
Yeah. You notice they use the word tentative, of course, but because they're accurate.
I thought you were saying they use the word period.
Well, no, that's mine.
And folks, put a bow on it. It is done. We have completed yet another video of excellence here on the channel. Why is it excellent? Well, because you joined us and you yourself are excellent. We believe in you. Folks, one thing that could help us, though, click that like button, share, subscribe, and when you click it, you stick it to the algorithms. It's the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. We covet your comments. We care about what you think. And don't forget that the Pro Show is live Thursdays, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time, each and every Thursday. Except we have a special event live stream coming up November 20th, where we will be releasing big news about thatparkplace.com, which will, we believe, set it apart from all other websites and make it the premier location for all pop culture. Folks, you are not going to want to miss it. Not for a second. And wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.